There we
Hey.
are.
Hey.
Hello. There we go. Let's do a wider angle. And then I'm covered by you. No, this works. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Jodi Day. Welcome to Jodi Day. We are both live from the treehouse together.
Yeah, we are live. And this is the final episode of No More Jodi Days.
You know, it's funny. I don't normally notice it, but when there's two people in the treehouse, if we move, you can see the between the logo and the window. You can see how it's moving. This is a treehouse, y'all.
Yeah. And it's currently 300 pounds extra than it normally has. So, yeah.
But we're hanging out up here with the air conditioning running. I wanted to show this. Look what Nick got me, guys, for all of you Lego fans. This could be the next build. Look at that. It's amazing. I'm very excited to build this. I'm going to keep it up here in the treehouse so I don't accidentally build it off screen because I was very tempted to build it the other day. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I had too many words. It's coming. Oh, yeah. We're going to do bingo. By the way, for the last bingo round we did with the jury questions, I know it's late, but here are all the Jodi. Well, those aren't even all of them. We just stacked up a tower of Jodi mugs. They are on their way. I do have everyone's addresses, and I finally have boxes that fit these. So these are going to go out, and but these things are awesome, and they're durable. They're like it's 3D printed.
Yeah, they are really durable. I have one to get to carry me home.
Yes. Did you pack it already?
Yep.
All right. So, so we have Jung says she's coming with the bingo cards, but we can officially start it at some point. We don't have to start it right now. Those are plastic or ceramic. So they are plastic. They're like a plastic mug with this plastic printing on it. It's they're very cool, very durable, not ceramic. How does it cost? What does it cost? It costs well. I don't know. Yes, and the treehouse still holds us up.
Yeah, but if you by chance see everything starting to lean more and more, please tell us.
We'll say that this side over here is sinking a little. It's a little lower than the rest of the treehouse. I've noticed it for a little bit. Nick was kind enough to point it out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have bingo cards. So let me, I'm going to post this in the chat. Oh, I got to get there first. Oh, I'm in Nick's. Oh, I'm registered as Nick's. Hang on. All right. So this is going to be feedback. No. All right. So I'm going to post a link to the bingo cards in Nick's chat. That should go up now. Then I'm going to log into mine. And I will post it in my chat in a few minutes. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Jung has already got the bingo cards in my chat. Okay. So if you're in my chat, look for Jung's little blue wrench, and that'll take you to the bingo cards. If you are in Nick's chat, I posted it apparently as him. So you guys can go there, select your bingo card. Make sure you remember your bingo card number. And remember, Jodi's hole, I believe, I'm not looking at it, but I imagine Jodi's hole is always a free space. So go ahead and check that one off. And I have no idea what the words are. I was giving Jung some suggestions. And if there's any dispute, we'll let Jung sort it out in the chat because Jung is awesome.
If anything goes wrong, we blame Jung.
Sign up here, type your name, and it will be given to the bingo card. Oh, okay, so type in your name. Probably put in your YouTube name, not your real name. So if your real name is not John without an H, then, type it out that way. Yes. But welcome. It's weird not having your voice coming through the headphones on the other side.
Yeah. But hey. So we can actually interrupt each other without that 0.2 second delay where we both talk and then we both Stop. Now we probably will do
I
that
could just
anyway.
elbow you. Look how much shorter Nick is of me, by the way.
Yeah,
I wanted to point
Dave
that
took
out.
the big chair. He's sitting in one of these, these kids chairs. So you get higher up.
This is a very realistic comparison between sizes. No
Yeah,
drinks.
they seen pictures of us. Yeah, there is a slight difference, height difference.
A little bit. No drinks. We didn't bring any beers up, did we?
Nope.
Uh,
Because I need to drive.
he needs to
in-
drive and fly,
Yeah.
and so I have some waters and some coffee.
Mm.
My wife went to Nebraska, and I told her to bring me back something corn shaped. You believe it or not, they have nothing corn shaped in Nebraska, so she had to get a mug. I don't know what's
Well,
up with Nebraska.
They have corn.
This is bittersweet. I agree.
Yeah.
This is our last Jodi stream.
Mm.
This is our finale.
No, John, I'm not sitting on a bucket. I am not Lynette.
These are comfortable chairs, aren't they?
Yeah, really.
This is the old chairs from my waiting room in my law firm, and I brought them home because we changed out the design, but they're IKEA.
Oh, I knew it was good quality. This arm is slightly moving, and
Well, it's 15 years old, but it's still IKEA. All right, so we are going to pick up where we left off, which is this is defense closing arguments, and we are at hang on. There we go. Now we get it figured out. All right, so this is defense closing arguments. We're going to play it at 1.2 or 1.5 speed.
Yep.
Make me mod on his channel for the day so I can post links over there. Oh, she's not mod on your channel.
oh, hold on, I will fix that. I hope if I can do that on the phones.
Kurt coming in hot for that acquittal. Yes, we are together in person for the final Jodi. We planned it this way. Will we see the verdict? We will see the verdict. I think we'll skip the 20 or 40 hours of jury deliberation. We might skip that.
Yeah, good choice.
Oh, hello, mother, in the chat. What do you guys plan on doing next
Hey,
once this is over? We don't know.
we don't know.
We like it that way.
We will find out. Or they might join me on my serial killer Saturday
Yeah.
or something like that. I have a few episodes left of the Florida-based female serial killer. Yeah.
We've only watched 5 streams of this. Well, you're here for one of the best.
Yes, you are. You're
Make
here.
sure you guys get the bingo cards in the link. Let me see here. All right. So if you're in my chat, I am going to replace my pinned message with the bingo card link. So you can get at that. And then if you are in Nick's chat, hang on. You gotta. Oh, I can't do it from here. You're gonna have to pin the message on your chat, Nick. Get your bingo cards here. Yes.
I can't see where I can add her as.
Just go back to the live stream. Oh, go back to the live stream and just click on her. And then since you're the owner of it, you can just like pull it up if you were watching it on your phone.
Dun, dun, dun. What is it?
Oh, you're in studio. That's
Oh.
why you got to get out of studio. Just go to your regular.
Dun, dun, dun.
You're in both chats. Awesome. That's what
Hey.
we like.
Dun, dun, dun.
3-hole wonder bingo cards. Yes, the 3-hole wonder. It will be the center square. I believe.
I'm demonetized.
You're demonetized already.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that.
I'm so immediately on every Jodi stream, I get demonetized. But hopefully it.
Oh wait. Okay, so I lied. The 3-hole wonder is not the center. anal sex is the center. I wonder why we're demonetized already. So that's your center free space. Rope, believe, authority, gas can, shank. Oh, you know what? I need a list of words, Miss Jung. You got to apologize.
Young, you need to write in my chat so I can make you a mod.
We're well organized and definitely prepared for this.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not like we've been out, having a good time. We've been all focused on this.
Young, you need to write in my chat so I can add you as a mod.
I can't make her a mod. But I can pin your message. All right, so I got the bingo card pinned now, finally.
Oh, good. You pinned it as me.
I did, yes.
You're always trying to be me.
What is it? Not copying, but mimicking, It's the sincerest form of flattery. Oh, awesome. Jung sent me the words. Journal killed him. Choking. Law of attraction. Law of attraction. That's the one we were missing.
Yeah.
All right, great. Okay. So everyone get your bingo cards ready to go, and we'll get going. If you join us late, you can still get a bingo card and still join along. And
and sorry, Marianne, but anal sex is the free space.
Yes. So now I've got the list of words. You should do the best of stream,
which will just be day 6 part 2. Yeah,
definitely. All right, let's get going on this.
Yep.
Volume is up. Oh, let me. By the way, everyone, thank Vielhammer Media. Go check him out. This is his channel right here. He has all the playlist of Jodi. You can see it all here, as well as a number of other things. So everyone needs to go check out Vielhammer. His link is in the description. So go make sure you do that.
Under the state's theory, that woman was never hit because it wasn't in a police report. Well, let's shine the light of truth on that, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? How much sense does that make?
Is this too fast?
Yeah, maybe a little.
All right, let me turn it down to 1 point.
Somehow he
came to life all of a sudden for closing.
Yeah.
A woman, she didn't report it. She wasn't hit. Come on. I mean, come on. That is repulsive. Now, the state said yesterday that Miss Arias was implying Miss Arias was trying to victimize Travis Alexander all over again by coming up with this theory that he's a pedophile, right? And then she caught him looking at this image of a child. Well, let's go back to that same doctor who claims all this experience with her 1 year experience. She was asked a pretty basic question. I think even with 1 year experience, she could answer it. She was asked, what is the definition of a pedophile? And Miss Dr. DeMarte says,
now I'm really demonetized.
Any little bit left is gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this in a spreadsheet and alphabetize them.
Something to the effect of someone who has a sexual interest in prepubescent children. Okay. State says, oh, there's no evidence. No evidence to support that. That's not true. That's not true. On May 10th, 2008, you heard about 45 minutes of a phone conversation about Travis Alexander. And what was said during that phone conversation? Now keep in mind, obviously, the state's trying to write it off as a heat of the moment type of thing. But when Miss Arias has her orgasm, whether real or fake.
Orgasm better be on this list. Oh, it's not.
According to the state, any woman who's faked her orgasm is a big liar, and nothing she ever said should be believed. She's a fraud. But putting that,
we got lie.
Yeah.
I said lie, liar, or lying or liar. So there we go. Lie. First word that I've spotted.
Aside, there's this idea that after this orgasm is heard, after Miss Arias articulates this, Travis Alexander says, that's so hot. Your orgasm is like a 12-year-old girl having her first orgasm. Who says that? You cannot write that off to the heat of the moment.
You just said it, sir.
That is sick, and that is wrong. You can't put any spin on that. You don't say that unless you have that interest. And keep in mind something else. He doesn't just say it once. Oops, I screwed up. She says, what'd you say? Out of shock, what'd you say? And he doubles down. It's like a 12-year-old girl having her first orgasm. Let's hope, ladies and gentlemen, that he doesn't know what that sounds like. But he said it, and he said it twice.
Yeah, no, this is definitely not a monetized stream.
Yeah.
The fact that it doesn't say, Dear Diary, I saw Travis masturbating to an image of a child.
We have
Doesn't
masturbation.
matter. You have Travis Alexander's own voice.
This is gonna take forever. All right, so we got masturbation and lie. Oh God, so many. Okay.
Saying this. And wait, one more thing, right? He doesn't just double down, he goes for the trifecta. He says, like corking the pot of a little girl.
Corking?
He said that.
Corking?
Not Jodi Arias.
I don't remember that.
Had Jodi Arias really been interested in this vicious attack of Travis Alexander, even though the state has contemplated to you that, she was craving the media and she did these interviews. No, therefore she's craving the media. She's throwing Travis Alexander under the bus. Gee, wouldn't it make sense? You've got the national spotlight upon you. You're hoping not to go to trial.
Objection, argument, facts,
And
sustained. That's the straight.
you have this camera in front of you. You have Inside Edition. You have news shows. You have all kinds of people who want to interview you.
Camera.
And you don't say it. She didn't want to tell Detective Flores that Travis Alexander had these interests.
Oh, Detective Flores.
Argument, facts,
All right, so the last two words were camera and Detective Flores. Well, Jung's got it all, except for orgasm. I can't believe you missed that one, Jung.
She didn't want to tell anyone that he had these interests. If she had said, if this was a big plan, and if this was her plan to throw mud on him, she could have done so when she talked to Detective Flores, right? She didn't. She could have done so when she talked to Inside Edition. She didn't. She could have done so when she talked to 48 Hours. She didn't.
Okay, wait. So there is one that's called profanity, saying the word or using it. We'll stick to like the 7 words that are banned from the radio kind of thing.
It is a reality of this trial. It is a reality of the facts. And it is a reality of how this abuse came to be. The state says, well, he didn't abuse Deanna Reed.
Abuse?
He didn't abuse, and I would suggest, even though they say that, I think that's probably not completely accurate. Because while they had some consensual sex, it was going against their religion, and I'm sure that was damaging.
Okay, so sex, sexual fantasies is there. What about abuse? Oh, yep, we got abuse. Okay. I'm trying to watch the chat and the words.
To both of them. But he didn't abuse Lisa Andrews, and he didn't abuse Mimi Hall. So therefore, it's not an abuse of God.
Mimi
But the
Hall.
relationship wasn't the same, right? She knew his secrets. She knew of his interests, hopefully an interest he never acted on. She knew his dirty little secret, and she was his dirty little secret, wasn't she? Because remember, at this point in time,
We do have consensual sex. So, yeah, we did get that one. I'm sorry. I just didn't see sex. Okay.
on June 4th, when she's pulling up to this home and this soon-to-be crime scene, Travis, his sexual, apart from what we just discussed and the comments about a 12-year-old girl, the state's right. There's nothing wrong with having sex as a young adult. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong or illegal about the intercourse that he had with Deanna Reed. Nothing.
Yep, interview.
But and there's nothing wrong with the intercourse he had with Jodi Arias.
Okay, so the words I have thus far, God, this is where I always have to say it. All right, so abuse, camera, consensual sex, Detective Flores, interview, lie, masturbation, Mimi Hall, and those are the ones I have so far. Unless you guys caught anything else.
Yeah, and when Dave is saying those words, I'm out of frame.
Yes. Yes, the Treehouse Duel.
At least the time she was consenting to it. But there was something
Attack.
wrong with it within the context of the church.
Oh, we do have attack. Okay,
And at this
attack.
point in time, when they begin a sexual relationship in 2006 that goes all the way up to 2008, he was a one-time offender, right? He'd already violated the dictatorship.
All right. So I added video and I added attack. Hey, Indigo. Welsh Lady Reads, welcome. Everyone, you think this is a bit rude for me? Hey, if you guys want to participate, hit the link at the top of the chat and grab a bingo card. It's not too late to start and play along with us.
Of his church. One time. He needed to keep that dirty little secret that he was having sex with Jodi Arias, because there could have been ramifications. He was a repeat offender. He would have been a repeat offender. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. So the relationship was different. The need to control her was different for those reasons. What did we also hear on this tape that is demonstrative of this relationship? We heard Travis Alexander engage in what Alice LaViolette called character assassination.
Did we get the word believed? Does believed count as believe? Yeah, I would say so, but I don't know if I heard that word. Someone else, if you want to verify it. Nick's trying to hijack the computer.
Yep. Whatever place you want to put it on the continuum. Remember at the beginning of the tape, before the sexual portions got played, you heard Mr. Alexander talking about Mr. Abe Al-Duhadi.
Who?
And he talked about a confrontation he had with him. Well, not a confrontation per se, because if you recall, if you choose to listen to this in your deliberations, Mr. Alexander says that he intimidated him in the bathroom. He was a jealous guy. Hey, I gave him I'm going to whip your A vibe. Says something to that effect. I'm going to whip his ass because he kissed my girlfriend. Jodi says, he wasn't the girlfriend at the time. I don't care. I intimidated him in the bathroom. Jodi says, he said nothing but nice things
We got kiss. Kiss your girlfriend.
about you. I don't care. I was going to whip his ass. He's a violent guy, right? He had a punching bag, and you saw the exhibits. He had a punching bag in the hallway outside his office. Maybe he needed that for when Jodi Arias wasn't around. I don't know. But he was also a big fan of the Fight Club, right? Cage fighting. Bleeding.
Yes. Jodi's middle hole is a free space. So make sure you check the middle hole. Always.
Always check the middle hole.
There you go. Do we have bathroom? Did someone say bathroom? Someone can verify that.
Broken bones. Cage fighting. And we have him being violent in this phone call.
Jealous.
And we have him assassinating the character.
Did they say jealous or just imply it? Oh my God. I can't watch the chat and listen for the words. Did we get jealous?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then also
Embarrassing? Should I be?
no. Did you get embarrassing?
I'm not sure.
And bathroom? Does bleeding count as blood? No. Blind. Oh, blonde and blood. Okay. I was confused there for a second.
Of other individuals that were associated with Mr. Al-Duhadi. Remember this reference to Team Freedom. She talked about, I may go to a Team Freedom event. Of course, Mr. Alexander probably knew that Mr. Al-Duhadi was a part of this and wanted to stop any perpetuation of any relationship. Maybe that was his motivation. I don't know. But he says those people are soulless. Those people are soulless. They're the worst. They don't care. They just want to drink and party, and they're terrible people.
Hey, Bree.
He's assassinated the character of other individuals, hasn't he? Those people on Team Freedom. It's all consistent.
Now, the only sex we've had is consensual.
Yeah. So far.
Yeah. Pretty bland.
Well, masturbation also.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Masturbation. All right. So here are the words we've got so far. We'll run through the list. You guys are ready. We have abuse, attack, bathroom, believe, camera, consensual sex, Detective Flores, interview, jealous, journal, kiss, lie, masturbation, Mimi Hall, and video. Those are the words thus far. I didn't mean for it to go off. Could have so many contexts, but that one has not been said yet.
Yeah.
And anal sex is always free. Yes, for Jodi, anal sex is always free. Sex should be consensual. Well, not always.
Character assassination. We saw it, right? We heard it. Whore, slut, three-hole wonder. The only thing you're good at is giving
Three-hole
blowjobs.
wonder.
Things like that. Bitch.
There it is.
We got three-hole wonder. That's amazing. Wait,
It's not there.
Oh,
Young.
there's no three-hole wonder.
Oh,
Oh no! I
Oh.
even put that on a list to you. Okay.
Oh.
I thought you wouldn't say it. Oh, all right.
And Dr. DeMarte, in an effort to try to, I don't know, save face with her, what appeared to be scripted testimony, says that's an inappropriate communication pattern. Something to that effect. That Mr. Alexander had an inappropriate communication pattern. Seriously? Inappropriate communication pattern?
hey, what's fish?
Who wants to be called a slut, whore, bitch, and three-hole wonder? That's beyond inappropriate.
Wait.
So he said it again.
Slut, whore, bitch, and three-hole wonder. Okay, so I thought we have some of these.
Yeah, the whore is there somewhere. And the W. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so we got whore. That was an added one. We don't have slut. We don't have
We have skank.
biatch. Nope. So out of all those names, we only had one on the card. Okay.
But all those things, the fear that she'd experienced from the violence before, the love she had for Mr. Alexander, sex, the lies. Keep in mind now, the lies. Sure, Jodi lied, but Travis Alexander lied as well too, didn't he? Not only we heard Deanna Reed talk about how he lied about having sex, he would lie by omission. The state made a big deal. If Jodi Arias didn't confess to everyone she talked to, she lied by omission that she killed Travis, right?
So the seven words you can't say on the radio is what we went with for the profanity. So now I need to actually Google that because I don't know what they are. 7 words can't say on radio. 7 dirty words. Let's see here.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Demonetized.
None of those have been said yet.
Nope.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Alexander, Miss Reed tells us,
Yellow.
when people would ask him about his virginity, he just kind of shrugged off and laughed, make it look like he was still a virgin when he knew he wasn't. He lied. He lied when he told that Jodi Arias was a stalker. We're going to get into that a little more later, this idea that she's a stalker.
Stalking, we got that.
She wasn't a stalker. Look, if she was a stalker, right? Why do you take a picture of your stalker naked on your bed? So fearful of Jodi, his stalker was Mr. Alexander, that in Exhibit 393,
Fearful.
on 11,
Same as terrified.
Fearful is the same as terrified.
Or do we have both?
We have terrified. We don't have fearful. No, I say terrified is terrified.
Yeah. Okay.
11 in 2006, he sends a picture of his penis.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have that word on the list.
How fearful of his stalker is he
Okay.
if they're using Exhibit 434? If he attends
Okay.
prepaid legal functions with her.
All right. So the 2 added words were stalking and photo. Why does he have lipstick on in this picture?
I don't know.
How fearful is he of this stalker if, as they do in Exhibit 432, they go to the Sacred Groves, a sacred historical site in New York, a sacred historical site to the Mormon church.
Prepaid legal. Yep. Prepaid
How
legal.
scared of his stalker is he if they go to the balloon festival, as we see in Exhibit 431? How scared is he? How scared is he in Exhibit 435? When while still in New York, they travel to Niagara Falls together. How scared is he?
Angry has not been.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, part of the reality of the situation
Angry has not been said yet.
with this whole idea that Miss Arias was a stalker is that it was a facade created by Mr. Alexander in case she ever got caught sneaking in or sneaking out. She's crazy. She won't leave me alone, you know, that sort of thing. That's why she's over here at 2 a.m. That's why she's over here at different hours of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we know there was a continued sexual relationship, and it was an out. It was an out for him. Maybe Travis Alexander had fear that this would be exposed, not only affecting his status.
So he's used the word fear. We have scared and terrified. And because we have scared and terrified, those words need to mean those exact words. So we're going to wait until we hear afraid or terrified and not use scared to supplement either one.
Of the church, but maybe, and probably wrongfully so, maybe he feared that his friends would lose respect for him if they knew that he was engaging in this behavior. He had to come up with some sort of ruse in order for this behavior to continue. And we know it was a ruse because we know he took pictures and had Jodi Arias over, and this idea that, oh, we don't know if she was welcome over there in the house on June 4th. He was taking pictures of her naked on the bed. You don't do that with your stalker.
Naked on the bed. Bed.
So this sex, the love, the fear, the lies, and the dirty little secrets all culminate.
Dirty little secrets. Damn it. What was it about? What was the word I was looking for? Bed and something else? Shazbach. And then dirty little secrets. Is that in here? No. All right, hang on. I got to back it up a touch because I don't remember.
Don't do that with your stalker.
Naked. That's the word.
So this sex, the love, the fear, the lies, and the dirty little secrets all culminate on June 4th. Unfortunately, what happened is that Mr. Alexander's bedroom became a crime scene. Now, Jodi Arias told you that she was taking photographs. And we don't need to go through all the photographs again. We saw the photograph we were talking about, a couple of photographs. Exhibits 159 and 160, if I remember correctly, about Mr. Alexander sitting in the shower. One we see his face, one we see his body.
Shower.
The argument you heard yesterday was the photograph of the body sitting in the shower was not accidental because it was in focus. Doesn't seem like a photograph anyone would particularly take, but it makes sense. Jodi Arias said she was holding the camera. She was looking at some of the photographs, deleting some, deleting others. It makes sense that she could have been holding the camera steady and accidentally took that picture. Okay. So we're at this moment in time, and this is when things differ, right? Up to this point in time, we've talked about facts that are entirely consistent, for which there's no real dispute, at least in terms of what happened. What to make of it, there could be dispute. But this moment in time, right, about 5:30, this is the pinnacle, right? Where the state says Miss Arias, who already has a gun, reaches down and stabs in an upward motion.
Stabs.
And that after this happens, sometime after this happens, we have Exhibit 161.
No stabs.
One of the photographs that was recovered, right? Jodi Arias says, and it's certainly coming in a little clearer today over there, 5:31 and 14 seconds, and you'll have a chance to have this back with you. But Jodi Arias says she drops the camera. This photograph is entirely consistent with that, isn't it? It's a photograph up towards the ceiling. Jodi Arias says Travis Alexander yelled at her for dropping the camera. He called her stupid. He says even a 5-year-old could hold a camera. Now remember, this is a budding professional photographer who loves photography and who takes great pride in it. He's attacking her at her core, insulting her. Miss LaViolette talked about those kind of insults, right? I guess they'll hire anybody type of insults. Attack her right at the core. Even a 5-year-old could hold the camera. You're stupid. And then he jumps out. And then he attacks. And then he holds her down. And she remembers But on a previous occasion, when he held her down, he had choked her to the point
Choke.
where she lost consciousness.
Choking. Yep, we got it.
Now, granted, yeah, right, there's no diary entry, but you still have the right to believe or disbelieve what she says. But she remembered that time, and she thought it might go further this time because the instances of violence were becoming more frequent and more severe. She feared that it might go farther. This time was different. He was angry. He was angry in a different way. She talked about getting out from under there, and you or your fellow jurors who aren't here anymore, ask her some questions.
There's so many innuendos. Get out from under her. All this stuff.
About this area here.
Oh, we got a bingo. Gwendolyn got a bingo.
Hey, Gwendolyn.
Angry. Angry was the last word. Okay, so that's not what I wanted to do. Let's see.
What is your bingo number?
Yeah, your bingo number so that Jung can check it over.
Bingo card ID. It's on top of your bingo card.
Yeah, put that in the chat, and then Jung will check it out, and we will see if we have a bingo. If she verifies it, then we've got our bingo. And then you need to send me an email so I can get you one of these wonderful mugs.
007.
I can't reach them. The way this treehouse is so large, I can't reach the mugs.
Or Dave's arms are so short he can't reach.
Look at this wonderful 3-hole wonder mug. It has this way. There we go. It has Nick's logo, the beautiful Jodi Arias with her 3-hole wonder logo. Yeah, there we go. So I'll send these out. I got them. I got a whole box of them. There's a whole box out there.
007. Okay, Jung needs
Jung. Yeah, just Jung needs to let us know. 007. 007. But they're nice mugs. Have you used yours at all? I give it to you. No,
not yet.
I haven't used mine. No, I did use mine when I was on your panel show a few weeks back. Yeah, I did.
Not sure using it in public.
I'd walk around with this thing.
Yeah.
It's a conversation starter is what it is.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Where did Jung disappear to?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll keep moving while no, I guess.
No, we need
to wait.
Yeah. Jung,
I'm filming as well down here. We'll post videos. I'll get back to Norway. Oh, hey, Fed.
Hey.
Very cool. How much for the Jodi mug? You know, I haven't really priced them out to sell. These are just giveaway items for these bingos. Oh, look at that. Congratulations.
Hey, we got a winner. Now, you can still play it for funsies.
Yep.
But this is the one winner for today.
Yes. Congratulations, Gwendolyn.
And Gwendolyn is one of my regulars. She's always in the chat.
Is she in the United States? Are you in the U.S., or would it be easier for me to send an extra mug back to Europe with Nick? That's the real question. Yeah. So you could just say USA or Europe or wherever you are. The continent would really help.
Oh, she's in Michigan.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's easy to ship to.
Yep.
So send me an email, and I will get it to you. It's michiganlawnow@gmail.com, and then I will I'll get you a copy over.
The bathroom.
I'll get you a copy.
Where everything was.
I'll send you a mug. I don't know
where everything happened. Where was the camera? Where were other things?
Oh,
and Miss Arias walked you through various places.
Diagram.
The penis diagram.
Yeah. Oh.
Camera was where she remembered it to be. And she told you about the fear she felt. And again, I'm not going to read your self-defense instructions, but the fear she felt at that time and the reasonableness of the action she took are to be assessed from her as a prior victim of domestic violence. Sexual assault, take your pick.
No domestic violence.
She tells you that after she gets out from underneath him, she runs through the closet. She tells you that while in the closet, she remembers from her experience as a maid
Yeah, we have closet.
to Mr. Alexander, not wearing the French maid outfit, but cleaning for him, that he had owned a gun. She tells you, showing Exhibit 69, let's start with Exhibit 69.
I do.
She says, I grabbed the gun off the top shelf. And we learned from Detective Flores' measurements that if we believe the shelf to be the same as it was 5 years ago, that it's about 7 feet tall. And that's where she says she got the gun. Maybe it shows up a little better.
I'll get a market together for the Jodi mugs. I haven't really priced them out for anything, or I haven't put them on a marketplace, but I will. If there's a high demand for it, I'll put them out there.
In Exhibit 7.
And you can still play the bingo.
Yeah, you guys can still play the bingo.
for the funsies.
For the funsies, yes. Keep playing the bingo, but we only have one winner today. The last time we did bingo, we ended up like 23 winners in one day, and that was a lot of mugs to order.
Yeah.
And so I ordered a bunch of mugs, but I don't have that many more to give out. So.
She grabs the gun. She runs through the closet and grabs the gun.
No, supposedly he
Now,
did refer to her
You
specifically.
recall it wasn't that many days ago, Detective Flores was on the stand saying that he didn't measure the height to any of these other shelves when he went back in there. Remember, he said that he put them in the identical position that they were on June 4th. And he measures them, and he measures the top, and he measures the ceiling, but he doesn't measure any of these shelves. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that the state is postulating to you is the idea that Miss Arias is lying because a closet right there that day, at that point in time on June 10th, 11th, 13th, when Mesa Police Department was processing
Want
the
to sign
scene,
these mugs?
that nothing's disturbed. Therefore, there's no way it could have happened the way
We didn't.
she says it is.
But yeah, sure.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, there's no real evidence to show that. We don't know if she could have stepped on the shelf, to the side, to one of the railings. We don't know.
We could try it.
She testified as best she could remember, but we don't really know. But one thing we do know when we look at this closet is even though we don't know the height of all the shelves, one of the things we know, we see a lot of shirts there, right? And they're lower. And for Detective Flores, Ms. Arias is about 5'5". You've seen her stand up. It's probably about accurate. And a smart woman, if she was lying and making this up, boy, it would seem less smarter to just say, oh, the gun was at hand level. It was under one of those shirts. It was behind one of those pairs of shoes.
The problem is that Nick is leaving in like an hour or after we're done with this anyways. And
I
don't have a pink pen.
I need to leave 5 at the latest.
We'll try signing one. If Gwendolyn wants her signed, we'll try signing one. And then if that works out, we'll go from there.
I grabbed it easily. But she didn't say that. Not only that, but we've seen evidence that this crime scene is cleaned up. Could she have put a shelf that was dislodged back in place? Yeah, she could have done that too.
She should have stayed with the Ninja
It
story.
would just be super simple. If Jodi Arias was lying about this, to say the gun was somewhere else. There's bags there. There's all kinds of areas where she could say I grabbed the gun from. And as a matter of fact, if you look at Exhibit 69 and 70, she pretty much picked the most inconvenient location she could have, right? If this is a lie, she picked the most inconvenient location she could have, the very top in the corner.
Depending on if that is actually what happened.
Yeah.
Which I don't believe.
Now, Jodi Arias told you about how once she grabbed this gun, she ran out towards the bathroom. Drawing your attention back to Exhibit
Dave.
Yeah.
249.
A year.
No, thank you.
We see how she was able to run through and run back out the other way.
Don't work with friends. That's
Two
bad.
openings to this closet.
You can be friendly.
She grabs the
with your
gun.
co-workers.
She backs out, right?
Yeah.
For her story, she has the gun in her hand and she's running away. Travis Alexander is still charging. Now, there was some discrepancy. She told Miss LaViolette she shot him in the closet. Well, certainly there's no evidence of that, and there's no evidence that Jodi Arias even said that. Elsa Violet said, oh, that was my mistake, because I'm not as concerned about things that happened on June 4th. I'm there to...
Wait, what is that song? Someone's going. We need to identify this song. Someone has a song and a ringtone going off in the courtroom.
And it was a happy tune as well.
It was a very happy tune. I'm going to turn up our headphones for a second. I got to try to identify the song. Let us know in the chat what you think the song is. Is that Kesha?
I have no idea.
I think that's Kesha. One more time. I got to listen to that one more
Yeah,
time.
please get me demonetized and a copyright strike. Baby got back. I have no clue.
I think that's Kesha, but I can't. It sounds like her style of music from back then, especially.
Okay. So Miss Violet tells you, well, I might have been mistaken. My notes were wrong, that sort of thing, right? There's no evidence that Jodi Arias says I shot him in the closet. But to say it again, build the house of cards, call it a lie, and knock it back down. Okay. So Miss Arias backs out of the closet, points the gun at Mr. Alexander, and shoots him as he's leaping towards him. Now recall the entrance and exit of the bullet wound, right? Dr. Horn, yesterday, or actually 2 days ago now, we had the long day.
Odd.
He was saying,
I
oh, the
have a
bullet never
daughter.
penetrated the brain. And then he says, oh, I made a mistake on my report. That was a typographical error. That it really did. But we see the trajectory, this right from the left cheek to the right nostril, right? As he's diving. He says it couldn't have been the first wound because it would have immediately incapacitated him. But now here we go. The light of truth, right? Right here. Let's shine it right here. Because you heard during this trial, Detective Flores testified. Detective Flores testified at a hearing in this case in 2009. So the gunshot was first. I talked to Dr. Horn after the autopsy, which happened in July, and he told me the gunshot was first. That's what he told me. Gave me his opinion, his opinion, his opinion. Then he sat up there and told you, well, I wasn't given my opinion. Keep in mind, this other proceeding was sworn testimony, and we went back and forth about the importance of being accurate. I wasn't inaccurate. It was a misunderstanding. And Dr. Horn said, I didn't talk to him the next day. We know Detective Flores had testified that he did, right? That he wrote that in his report. So somebody's not telling the truth. Now, it perhaps is not fair to shine the spotlight completely on the detective when Dr. Horn should be sitting next to him so the spotlight can get them both. But somebody's not telling the truth there, right? And when the detective went through and relayed all these things about, the shot first and what happened next, again, shot first. And then Dr. Horn comes forward and says, no, the shot was last. He was already dead. It was never my opinion that it was shot first. I never would have said that. So again, somebody's not telling the truth here. But when you assess that, let's think about that from the standpoint of what happened, the chain of events. Because at a certain point in time, and you heard the doctors talk about that point in time, after 2009, there's at various points in 2010, Miss Arias tells what happened. She tells this story, and then lo and behold, all of a sudden what the detective testified to about Mr. Alexander being shot first, all of a sudden that's wrong. And there's no way that I said that. There's no way that this happened. Shine the spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. Lies. Somebody's lying here. And in this case, it isn't Jodi Arias. Okay. So she tells you he dives like a linebacker and takes her down. The gun goes off. He falls on top of her. And he's on top of her. And he's been shot. And he says, fucking kill you, bitch. There's a threat there.
Hey, we hit one of the profanities. So if you guys were late, there's a bingo thing that says profanity, whether he says the word profanity or uses one of them. And we said that it was the 7 dirty words that you can't say on the radio. We didn't say it, any of the words,
Yeah.
because we didn't want to get demonetized. But let's just say he just said one.
Yeah.
So if you have profanity on your bingo card, you can go ahead and check that one off.
Obviously, there was a
We're
threat
already
there
at the
before
monotone,
because
yeah.
he's chasing her. She was in reasonable fear that he was going to end her life. Part of the reality, ladies and gentlemen, of this day is that out of this scene, out of this picture, behind which many dirty little secrets were held, somebody was not going to make it out alive. It
Remember for 16 months.
was either going to be Jodi or it was going to be
That's
Travis.
Jodi Day.
Now, what Jodi told you after that is that after she remembers fucking kill you, bitch, is not very much, right? She tells you that she has lost her memory. She didn't have it, perhaps, but she doesn't remember. And Dr. Samuels talked to you about fight.
Was it the profanity that sent you over and got you bingo? I hope it was.
Fright or flight, excuse me. And how the hippocampus doesn't necessarily process those memories. She may never have it in the first place. And we talked a lot about PTSD, and we don't have to go over that again.
Oh,
We know all the tests. We know the tests were consistent. And we know that trauma is trauma, whether it was a bear, lion, tiger, or this mysterious gopher that was introduced a couple days ago. Right? We know that. We know trauma is trauma. And we know that she was attacked by 2 intruders or by Mr. Alexander. There was trauma there. And let's face it, going back to lies and things of that nature while I'm thinking about it, Jodi Arias has been wanting to get Mr. Alexander, like I said before. She would have just said, oh, he attacked me, he's a pedophile, he's terrible. But she came up with this silly lie about 2 intruders to try to avoid the reality, to try to avoid the airing in front of these cameras of everything that was at one time a dirty little secret. See, one thing this trial did is it ripped the
I'm surprised we just got PTSD, by the way, but I'm surprised we don't have PDF file on the bingo card.
Yeah.
Well, Jung did say that she had so many words that the bingo system, the website that she uses, wouldn't take them all, so she had to like eliminate a bunch. So she was struggling. There's so many good words for this trial. That's the problem.
lid off all these secrets.
It's very quotable.
And if Jodi Arias had admitted to wanted to rip that lid off, she could have done it when she sat down with Detective Flores on July 15th.
Song was Dynamite. Oh.
Thank you. Yeah, don't play it.
No. But that's good to know.
Yes.
That was gonna bug me.
July 16th. One of the things, though, about this memory loss, you had some questions about it. It was referred to as the fog, right? And that she didn't have memories of what happened next. She told you about a couple things, though, related to her memory. She said she had, I think it was in response to one of your questions, she had some vague memories of being on her knees and dropping the knife and screaming. And then she had some memories of the knife going in the dishwasher, but she's not sure, did that happen on a previous occasion or did that happen on June 4th? She wasn't sure. And you know, probably the argument you're going to hear or that you have heard is that this is just made up. That she remembers exactly what she did and she's lying. She's feigning this memory loss. This memory loss was real. We went through the testimony. Dr. DeMarte, who tried to say lie every other word she could about Jodi Arias, said, oh, if she would have remembered, she knew what she was doing. That's why there was, she knew there was blood on her hands and killed him, that sort of thing, right? She knew it's feigned, it's fake. She's lying about it. Well, the problem is, if she were lying, again, if she were lying about this stage of events, this smart woman, if she's lying about this stage of events, we saw the closet, we talked about that, wouldn't she actually make up a lie where she remembered, where she said, he chased me down the hallway and he kept screaming, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, you're going to die.
You bitch.
Say anything like that? No. Could she have made up a story where Travis Alexander grabbed the knife and said, I'm going to kill you?
I'll kill you. And
then dropped it, or she knocked it out of his hand? She could have done that, right, if she was lying? She didn't. She didn't. And the proposition put forward that, she had years to think about this, and this is what she came up with. And this fog is part of this, right? This fog is not made up because ultimately it is instead an inconvenient truth. It would be much more convenient for Ms. Arias to tell you the sort of things that we just talked about. To paint this horrific scene, right? Of what he did. She didn't do that because she couldn't. She couldn't. Now, whether the memories were there and never moved into the portion of the brain that stores them, or whether trauma prevented them from being processed, we don't know for sure, obviously. But we know that this is indeed an inconvenient truth. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, they say, oh, this woman's smart, she's planned her lies, and she's planned this crime for weeks, and now by the time she's with Detective Flores, it's been months. And she comes up with, on the second day, she comes up with this lie about the intruders, that if you look at the evidence, it can't be proven, but it also can't be disproven. That'd be a pretty good lie, right, for one night. If you were lying and you had 2 years to think about it, like I said, I think you think of something better, right? You think of something better. And here's the reality of the situation, ladies and gentlemen. The one thing that is clear. This scenario of Jodi Arias being forced into doing something, forced into defending her life,
They did
between what we see in Exhibit 159
I agree. They did the best that they could.
and what we see in Exhibit 162
It's so
is a much more
it's such a
plausible
horrible
scenario
backpatter for them.
Yeah, especially when she changed.
than
her mind.
premeditation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, ladies and
When you have
gentlemen,
bingo. Hey.
this happened, and this shows, we talked about how premeditation doesn't make any sense. The pictures of him with his hands against the wall and his eyes turned away from this area. We talked about how premeditation doesn't make any sense.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you so much.
This, ladies and gentlemen, the theory of self-defense is one that is so much more plausible because it happened like that. Something happened. We have to face the reality, as much as the state doesn't want you to believe it, that something happened in this moment in time.
Try revisited.
These few minutes between 5:29:20 and 5:32:16. Something happened at that moment in time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take the noon recess. I would like to take 1 hour today rather than an hour and a half. Does anyone need more than an hour for lunch? If so, please raise your hand. 1 hour, we'll see you back at 1 o'clock. Please remember the admonition.
Everyone go subscribe to Vielhammer Media. His link is in the description. He did this awesome remastering of the audio for us. And cut
Please
out
be
all
seated. The record will show the presence of the jury, the defendant, and all counsel. Mr. Nerman, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This morning we talked about how the premeditation theory doesn't make any sense.
Wow. Thank
We talked about
you.
Ms. Arias's description of self-defense. We talked about how something
Generous.
could have happened in that moment in time. Now, your jury instructions do not limit you to one of those two outcomes. You're the finder of fact. You determine what happened. What happened between those two photographs I showed you this morning. What happened? In that regard, you have more options than merely first-degree murder. Page 8 of your jury instructions talk about the crime of second-degree murder.
Thank you. I
When
hope
someone intentionally caused the death of another person,
it's eventful than my travel here.
the defendant caused the death of another person by conduct which knew would cause death or serious physical injury, or
You like that? I've been thinking about that for a while.
under circumstances manifesting extreme indifference to human life, the defendant recklessly engaged in conduct that created a grave risk of death. The risk must be such that disregarding it was a gross deviation from what a reasonable person in the defendant's situation would have done. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the more crucial parts of this jury instruction comes in the next paragraph. The difference between first-degree murder and second-degree murder is that second-degree murder does not require premeditation by the defendant. If you determine that the defendant is guilty of either first-degree murder or second-degree murder, and you have reasonable doubt as to which, you must find the defendant guilty of second-degree murder. Those are your instructions, as it was pointed out to you yesterday, not optional. The instructions you must follow. Going down farther on page 9, we have a manslaughter. Sudden quarrel or heat of passion. That could also sound very familiar to what we've seen throughout the course of this trial, right? If and only if you find the elements of second-degree murder were proven beyond a reasonable doubt, you must then consider whether the homicide was committed upon a sudden quarrel or heat of passion resulting from adequate provocation from the victim. Adequate provocation means circumstances that deprive a reasonable person of self-control. And it does say words alone are not adequate provocation to justify reducing an intentional killing to manslaughter. There couldn't have been a cooling off period for which, in this case, Miss Arias could have regained control.
No, Zach, in a battle of foreheads, Dave is winning.
If, after finding the elements of second-degree murder were proven beyond a reasonable doubt, you also unanimously find beyond a reasonable doubt that the homicide was not committed upon a sudden quarrel.
Okay, I got to point this out. So Wendy, during our last Lego stream with Nick, was talking about she had never seen Game of Thrones, but she started watching a little bit of it. And then so Valhalla and I convinced her to start watching. And now she is all into the family dynamics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Nick would definitely fit in.
Or heat of passion resulting from adequate provocation, then you find the defendant guilty of second-degree murder. But if you find the elements of second-degree murder were proven beyond a reasonable doubt, you must also unanimously find beyond a reasonable doubt that the homicide was committed upon a sudden quarrel or heat of passion with adequate provocation. You don't find Miss Arias guilty of second-degree murder, but it's manslaughter.
Words for not weapons.
And it says, finally, if you determine the defendant is guilty of either second-degree murder or manslaughter, but you have reasonable doubt as to which it was, you must find the defendant guilty of manslaughter.
Oh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as these instructions show you, your job is not limited to these two choices that we talked about this morning. And in that regard, let's be honest, there is no doubt about the fact that each party, the party of the state, promoting their agenda or promoting the theory of first-degree murder, there's an agenda behind that. There's a motivation behind that. They want you to convict Jodi Arias of first-degree murder. Miss Arias, too, there's no doubt about it. The state talked about it yesterday. There's no doubt about it. She's facing first-degree murder charges. There's no doubt about the fact that she would have every incentive to lie, right? No doubt about it. It is your job to determine, and we talked about the evidence of self-defense, whether that evidence, the objective evidence you've heard, fits that story. And whether you believe her, you still have the right to believe her. But there is another voice which has no agenda. The voice of reason. See, ladies and gentlemen, you are not required to check your common sense at the door.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you are supposed to take it back to the jury room into your deliberations, your experiences and your common sense to help you as a finder of fact to determine what happened between the photograph Jodi Arias was taking of Mr. Alexander sitting in the shower and the moment in time when his body was being dragged across the bathroom floor. In that regard, before we talk about some of those things and those objective indicators, we're going to look at crime scene photographs. We're going to look at evidence for which there is no dispute. That these items also tell a tale. But let's not forget that even the voice of reason, even your common sense, even these objective indicators will tell you that this is still a tale of fear, a tale of love, a tale of sex, a tale of lies, and a tale of dirty little secrets. What we need to do when we talk about this objective evidence, analyze, we need to take, stock, I guess, if you will.
What was that?
This is a tale of dirty little lies, dirty little secrets. That would be a good finisher. So he should have switched anything he says from now on forward. He should have ended with that.
Yes.
Because that is remember. That's a few lines you actually remember.
Yeah, I'm going to speed this up a touch. We still have an hour of him left.
Yeah.
I'm just going to see how it goes. If it's too fast, then we'll slow it down.
Of all the things, we have these two pictures. Travis in the shower and his body being dragged across the bathroom floor. But outside of those two pictures, and even outside of the pictures on June 4th, we have the context of this entire relationship, don't we? One of you or your fellow jury members who weren't, or who may not be here, there was a question posed a couple of times. I think once to Miss LaViolette and once to Jodi herself. And the question was something to the effect, and it was worded differently both times, but did Jodi and Travis have a love-hate relationship? That was the question. And I think it's a fair one.
Objection. Person will be.
Sustained. Regress.
The question is a fair one. But it seems that, well, there have certainly been elements of love, right? We've seen elements of love in this relationship.
Right away, Joe.
We saw both Jodi and Travis on New Year's Day express how much they loved each other. We heard elements of love. We read them in the text messages. We saw them in Jodi's journal. I love Travis Alexander. And we saw expressions of love from Travis Alexander, text messages. Did he love Jodi? You told her she did, but he definitely loved having sex with her. We know that. Is there elements of hate? Maybe. See, maybe Jodi hated herself for some of the boundaries she crossed, even though she said she enjoyed it and participated in it. Maybe she hated herself for crossing some of those boundaries. And maybe Travis Alexander hated himself for crossing some of those boundaries too. Hated the fact that he...
That's a good love-hate analogy or analysis, Wendy H. Travis loved to F her. Jodi hated being used.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
wanted to keep having sex with Jodi Arias. Maybe so. But whether this relationship was one of love and hate, the love-hate relationship that your question posed, there can be no doubt about the fact that this relationship was one of chaos. Apart from all these other factors that we've been talking about, these experiences of human existence, we know that this relationship was one of chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, what I want to begin this afternoon by doing is reminding you of some of the chaos that we've seen throughout the course of this trial that demonstrates that this idea of premeditation, self-defense, but there could be something else. I want to play for you what's been marked as Exhibit 508. This is a portion of the phone call you saw and heard this before. This is a portion of the phone call that Travis Alexander and Jodi Arias had on May 10th. And listen, if you will, ladies and gentlemen, for the chaos.
This could be good. I slowed it down.
The way you love it sounds like you're a 12-year-old girl having her first orgasm. It's so hot.
It sounds like what?
A 12-year-old girl having her first orgasm. I check off every day, sometimes 2-3 times a day.
Are you serious?
There's been many times when you've been like miserable and I've like raped you. You cannot say I don't want that booty.
Oh, never mind. You do know how to work the booty.
Yeah, we've had 2 and 3 hour sessions many times.
Yeah.
I think 3.5 like our tops or something.
You remember that time I came to visit you when I was still working in California? And I fell asleep on your chair next to your bed. And you just like woke me up by pulling my pants off and totally licking my pussy.
Yeah. You gotta admit though, like there's not many guys that would do that just for fun. I'm gonna tie you to a tree and put it in your ass. But
By the way, I just want to point out once again that Vielhammer cleaned up all of this audio so you can hear every little moment of this recording.
Yeah, I can see my monetization.
Was licking on the bingo card?
What's that?
I'm gonna tie you to a tree and put it in your ass. I'm going to zip tie your arms around the tree, blindfold you, and put the camera on a timer while I'm parking it. Just think of how I pounded you with a full 6-year-old pop until it was nothing. I didn't like the pop rock and roll, I liked the 6-year-old.
This is Jodi who is recording Travis.
Yes.
And she kept it. And when we listened to it first time, the call was initiated by Jodi.
Yep.
And he was more or less, this is like,
he was sleeping.
He was sleeping, got woken up by her calling, talked for a good 30 minutes before this started. And all of this was initiated by Jodi.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of vocal fry in this. Definitely.
Yeah. Like you ride my freaking face. Go horse.
Yeah.
You get some 6 giant dicks too.
69.6?
I'm gonna get some great shot to freaking put that in here. Like the actual putting it in you and like your reaction and just
What was
the
that?
angles and
Pop rocks.
Pop rocks. Yeah, pop rocks.
Pop rocks.
Did you get pop rocks? Oh, you got pop rocks.
Yeah, I got pop rocks at home.
the whole bit. Seriously, honey, I don't want to post you right now for that. Start touching yourself. I can't wait to get pictures of jizzle on your face.
Hey, Celestial. Yes.
I'll try to get one ad while coming on your
Side
face.
by side.
Yes.
No camera. Please.
I want to give you a cream pie too.
What's that? What's a cream pie?
When I blow my wad, right? Just like a quarter inch inside your pussy. I mean, it's gonna be like legitimate porn
Yeah.
in every sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything about like the details of your body are so hot. Like those big freaking nipples. I keep telling it, you know.
Wait, what was
The way
that?
they can area works into your body.
Freaking nipples.
Because I want to get like some like Park Ranger type outfit for me to wear.
I don't think so.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, the pictures I'm gonna take are so hot. If one of them's gonna be me laying on my back, cock hard, you know, stick it straight out. So we'll take some video too. Oh yeah, it's huge.
Are you in the red yet?
Like 15
What?
clubs.
Are you in the red yet?
Which is surprising because, you know, I checked it this morning. Seriously, I could, if I was at a sperm bank, I could have retired off this load.
Oh my God. So cringy. This
Yeah.
is so bad.
Yeah. But this is Nurmi cutting out all the other. I mean, that was like 40 minutes of phone sex.
It was
and
so long.
he
the first time.
yeah, and he cut it down to what was it? 5 minutes.
I could go to the sperm bank and retire off of this load. Is that working for you, ladies? Is that some sexy talk right there? It's so bad.
Oh.
Those were the words of Mr. Alexander. How do they demonstrate chaos? They demonstrate chaos in the context of this entire relationship, don't they? This was from May 10th. May 10th, 2008. A few weeks before the killing, a few days before, about 9 days before, he tells Reagan Housley how he's afraid of Jodi Arias. Several days later, after this, well, the 26th, he's calling her a whore, a slut, and a three-hole wonder. You've seen these text messages. We've gone over numerous text messages, right? On one day, text message could be sent. Jodi was the most beautiful woman in the
I
world.
say these are not dad jokes.
Next day, she could be a horrible bitch. There's text messages reference to Spider-Man underwear. Text messages sexual in nature. Text messages loving in nature.
Oh, I saw one of
Chaos.
these really cool
Unhealthy relationship, right?
bio
Both
ones.
parties.
It says, "I don't have a dad bod. I have a father figure."
Oh, yes, we saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at Dunham's. Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Chaos. An emotional turmoil, if you will, that perhaps both individuals were feeling on their own and bringing it into this relationship, into this caustic relationship. I mean, let's think about it, ladies and gentlemen. We have this relationship that after a few months of going out, we saw what has been marked Exhibit 438. A letter that Jodi Arias was motivated, we'll say, to send by Travis Alexander, telling this same Mr. Abu Hadi, who's asked Travis was going to kick in the bathroom, that they could no longer be friends or do the things that friends do or do the occasional hug because it would make Travis feel uncomfortable. Chaos. We have on April 7th, 2008, about a month before this phone sex recording, right? Jodi is telling an effing lie and this BS story, and no matter how bad the truth is, I promise the punishment will be better than the lie. Certainly as Dr. DeMarte would say, not a healthy communication pattern. We also saw these text messages without going through every single one. Don't ever contact me again, right? We heard messages like that from Travis Alexander. And there was always still contact, right? They always kept going back towards each other. No matter what time or space kept them apart, they always kept going back towards each other. There's no doubt about that. It happened all the way up to June 4th.
No, Jill.
Now keep in mind too, this time period, this April-May time period,
It's what
we heard from Mimi Hall,
Travis
right?
wanted to-
Mimi Hall was hearing stories of
Yes.
Jodi being a stalker, right?
And
Again, didn't make any sense given what was going on.
the
But again, it was this relationship of chaos.
Came out
And look,
a few years before that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with one of the girls in.
It's like Spider-Man Underoos or
Yeah.
Superman Underoos.
Yeah.
What's her name? I can't remember. The one that was in something about Mary. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Her name. Anyways. Yeah, and so that was the thing at the time.
But they never found photos of it. They never found reference of it. Just like with the PDF things. Remember, Travis died quite unexpectedly, and suddenly had no time to erase anything from his phone, his computers. There was no trace whatsoever of any PDF stuff. So
Yeah, I read Nermi's book. No, not Nermi's. I read the prosecutor's book, The Angry Little Elf. I read his book. I haven't read Nermi's yet. We might do a review on that because I want to read that one.
Yeah.
I got some time coming up to read.
let's
Cameron
face facts.
Diaz,
This voice of reason, common
Thank you.
sense. Travis wanted to maintain this image of a virginal Mormon man, right? There doesn't seem to be much doubt about that. Deanna Reed told us that. And he's dating these proper Mormon girls, isn't he? Lisa Anders, Mimi Hall. They're not interested in a sexual relationship with Travis Alexander. But Jodi Arias was there, right? Jodi Arias was there for him. And we know also, speaking of Lisa Anders, Lisa Diodoni now when she came to testify for you, but then Lisa Anders, he was dating her. She was a good Mormon girl, right? When he was going to the Balloon Fest, when he was doing all these different things. And Jodi was a dirty little secret on the side. A relationship of chaos. She was great to have around for Mr. Alexander for the sexual purposes. But she wasn't acceptable to his friends, and she might not have been acceptable to his church. So date the Mormon girls. You don't have to have sex with them. You don't have to abuse them. You don't have to push their limits, even though it seems, based on her own email and her own commentary, that he did push the limits to some degree with Lisa Anders. She wrote in that email, don't want you to touch my butt in public to mark your territory. I don't, you talk about sex way too much. You'll have your time. You'll have your chance. Little did you know, he already had that, right? At the end of it. But that was the reality of what was going on here throughout the course of this relationship. In the time period that he's dating these other girls, flirting with other girls, Jodi, for his dictate, has to write Abe a letter and say, no, we can't be friends anymore because it might upset Travis. That's what was going on in this relationship, right? On May 2nd, 2008, Travis Alexander sends Miss Arias Exhibit 391.
Thank you, Aaron Olivia. Just I'm not monitoring my Cash App, but thank you very much.
Travis Alexander says, this photo shoot is going to be one of the best experiences of your life and mine. He hasn't stopped thinking about the pics he's going to take. The progressiveness of it, from the very clean to the very dirty and everything in between. It will tell quite a story and be a lot of fun, and not a day has gone by that I haven't dreamt about driving my shaft long and hard into you. Now keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, although this is before the message to Reagan Housley about being afraid of Jodi, this is also around the same time period when he's dating Mimi and saying, I have a stalker. Well, it's funny too, because the state, the state says this is true, she's stalking him. But again, would you send your stalker a message like this about when I'm all by my lonesome, I have no desire to think of anyone else in my scandalous fantasies? Is that a way to tell someone to back off? I don't want to be in a relationship with you?
Sure.
No, doesn't sound like it to me. Nothing, from my own experience, nothing is even enjoyable compared to you. That's what we talked about love. Hey, right, he loves having sex with Jodi Arias at the very least. Because of that, I spent a lot more time getting myself off. Calls her the ultimate slut in bed. How he wants to send one down her throat.
Not just a slut, but the ultimate slut.
He wants her to ride his face He says you'll feel like you've been raped. You will enjoy every delightful moment of it. This is someone he's supposedly afraid of, or so the theory goes, right? Someone he wants nothing to do with. Someone in other text messages he calls evil. Someone in other text messages he calls soulless. Of course, we know he did that to other people as well. But he says he calls her a corrupted carcass, right? But it doesn't seem to stop him from having sex with her. One day, he wants to have sex with her and says all these graphic things. Another, you're evil. Well, then maybe, she's a stalker. No, I need her over here for sex. That's the reality of what common sense tells us what was going on in this relationship. All these things were happening in this time span of May 2008. When this supposed plan was being formulated, these text messages were being exchanged, these phone calls were being exchanged, and this stalker-like behavior
Here for the best part.
was being exchanged.
The closing.
Showing you what's been marked Exhibit 164. Talking about this photo shoot. Does that look like that was the best?
You don't know this trial? Excited?
We have covered it for over a year.
Like 18 months or so. But this is Jodi Arias. She is charged with first-degree unaliving of her boyfriend. Why am I saying unaliving? As if this stream is at all saved for the words I use. And that she had an on-again, off-again, very sexual relationship with, including all kinds of recorded phone sex and photographs that we got to see all of. And now we are arguing about whether or not she is truly guilty of unaliving him in the first degree.
Best experience of Jodi Arias' life?
Yeah, she unalived the guy that we heard on the recording.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
If you want to call that.
going back to this idea of the voice of
I
reason
could repeat what he said.
and objective evidence. You've heard lots of. And the saying goes, the picture says 1,000 words, right?
Yeah.
And we have plenty of pictures of the crime scene.
No.
And you've heard a lot of testimony
like
about the work that Mesa Police Department did at the crime scene. What was weeks ago now, in January, I think, I had a woman from the Mesa Crime Lab, a crime scene tech. Remember, she had the laundry. There was laundry, and the camera was found in the washing machine. And she showed you all this laundry, all the items that were in there, right? And showing you Exhibit 17, there were these socks, and there was this towel. And the assumption was that this towel was bleached and that all these items were bleached. Dumped in there, then this was a blood-soaked towel with bleach. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have your common sense, you have the voice of reason. There are other items sitting here in Exhibit 17 that don't seem to have succumbed to this bleach. Exhibit 28, other items found in the washing machine, not stained with bleach. Exhibit number 27, items not stained with bleach. What that suggests, what I would say that should suggest to you, is the idea that there was no bleach in this load of laundry. There was no effort, if you will, to submerge this camera in water and bleach. And we go back, things come up, and I have to go back to this idea of premeditation as it relates to the camera. The camera's running there too, remember?
In the whole.
Why would somebody who's experienced with digital cameras, who has planned this murder out for weeks, for a week and a half, I guess, why would she then not take the camera with her after she has all these crime scene photos she knows she's taken there? Why would she stand there? She's planned this out, right? She's smart. Why would she delete some photographs and throw it in the washing machine? That doesn't make any sense. And this idea that there was bleach in the washing machine doesn't make any sense either. And these pictures, what we just saw about the laundry of the items in the washing machine, are things that cannot be changed. They're subject to your interpretation, I guess, but they are what they are. These were the photographs taken by the Mesa Police Department. What else do we know about this crime scene that tells us a little more about what happened, what could have happened? Exhibit number 63. We see Travis Alexander's bedroom, and we see what I believe is a chair and a half there. with some pillows. Now, one of the things that's postulated to you yesterday was the idea that Miss Arias is lying about being tied to bed. Again, how's the card? Knock it down. Lying to you about being tied to this bed because it was a sleigh bed and there's no way you can do that. Miss Arias talked to you about how the rope went through the back of the bed, and it really wasn't a severe restraint, but more a prop that she could get out of. And they say, no, there's no way that could happen, but of course it could have. There's no laws of physics or logistics that would prevent someone from being, at least as a prop, tied to the bed in the way Miss Arias described it, right? With both her wrists out, the rope behind the headboard, and tied there. Now, the other issue that comes up as it relates to this objective evidence is the idea of a rope. The argument by the state is there's no rope. Showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 56. What do we see there, ladies and gentlemen? Piece of rope. Now, when Detective Flores was questioned about this, the theory was put forward through the questioning anyway. Well, gee whiz, there's a bunch of fringe on those pillows. That must be where that came from. It looks pretty similar. Must be fringe from the pillows. When I spoke with Detective Flores, he was forced to admit that those pillows, I asked him something to the effect of, were those pillows disheveled? Or they look organized there? And he was forced to admit they looked organized. And you, as jurors, as finder of fact, ultimately can make that decision. But ladies and gentlemen, this theory that this rope was from these pillows doesn't really make any sense either, does it? Looking at Exhibit 268. There's a better picture of the rope, more close up.
This is all nonsense.
Does
None
that
of
make
this
any sense whatsoever?
When you called it,
as to
you
how
called it like you
fringe-
haven't watched this closing before, but you called it. It was Dirty Little Lies and Dirty Little Secrets.
Dirty Little Secret, Dirty Little Lies. This was the relationship. That should have been what he ended with.
And we said he has an hour to go, and it's been about another 30 minutes, and
now it's irrelevant.
It's all rambling. Yeah, he should.
And now they have forgotten about that because it's an amazing way to end a closing argument.
Yeah,
and he ruined it.
Fringe, a piece of fringe from these pillows that were not disturbed, wound up on the staircase. Doesn't make any sense. One of the things, talking about memory loss and inconvenient memories. Jodi Arias doesn't have a memory of the rope, wasn't there.
Well, yeah.
But here we see, through evidence, again, for which there is no agenda behind it, but a crime scene technician taking this picture,
both of them,
that there's a rope, piece of rope. Could it be that Jodi Arias carried this rope out?
Also feeding what the prosecution can rebut.
Yeah.
And he should give as little as possible for rebuttal. And now he's giving everything.
Well, what else
for rebuttal
does the crime scene show us? For which there can be no dispute in terms of what happened. Drawing your attention to Exhibit 130. We have the blood at the end of the hallway. Dr. Horn agreed yesterday that is where the throat was slit. Makes sense, right? The greatest amount of blood loss.
He said it's a possibility.
Yes.
Presumably, what can be presumed is footprints. That's where his throat was slit.
Yeah, there was a grievance filed against him for violating attorney.
Exhibit 128.
He voluntarily turned in.
Shows you a slightly different angle, but it does show you kind of where the blood ends, where the pattern is, how far into the room it goes. The state postulated for Jodi's theory to be correct, there'd have to be blood all the way into the bedroom. But that doesn't make any sense. This, unfortunately, is where it ended. We've heard much about
Baker or like
the bullet casing.
request for you.
Exhibit 111. This idea that the shot had to be last because the bullet casing was in blood. Therefore, the stab had to be first. There had to be blood. There's no other way for this bullet casing to wind up here.
We should have a lawsuit. Oh, against.
But ladies and gentlemen, does that make any sense? What I said.
You know, we've been talking about this. Jodi's net worth is like in the millions.
Yeah.
And I wonder if part of that settlement is that she gets royalties from his book, in addition to selling her artwork and stuff that we have up here.
Yeah.
Because she's supposedly like a millionaire sitting in prison with nowhere to spend the money.
Yeah.
After she's paid back her restitution.
Yeah, but the restitution was in the 50K or something like that.
Yeah. Do you think they planned it on purpose? They said, you're going to write this book, but you're going to get disbarred and then you're going to share. No.
Nah.
That would have been
Earlier, and what I think is true from this crime scene, and we're not going to go over every single photograph, but what I said about this crime scene is it is one of chaos as well, isn't it? It shows passion, it shows anger, it shows rage, no doubt about it.
Salvador can
No
say.
doubt about it. But things were being moved around, kicked around, and there was a fight.
Don't go into a shower.
No matter how
you
try to spin anything that happened here, there was a fight, and as the state called it a struggle. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. And yeah, at some point it was a fight for life. On both Jodi's part and Travis's part. Now the state, during their case in chief, showed you exhibit 118.
Yeah, but you have to wait.
I know.
That Jodi
Dave has been
knew what she
driving
was
around.
doing, planned all this out because she engaged in some massive cleanup.
That's a thank you.
Yeah, if you guys are late, I got a Lego from Nick. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that R2D2 Lego set. This thing's going to be awesome. That's going to be the next Lego build.
Of higher functioning, right? That she was functioning and thinking and acting on a higher level. What's the reality? She threw some water down with a cup in a panic. Does this look like a cleanup of some cold calculation?
No,
or rather, instead, a reaction
because she
of
didn't
what the hell happened
realize
reaction
how much blood a human body
to what
contains.
happened,
Yeah, she
to
absolutely.
the experience, the fight she was just in. This does not look like some orchestrated cleanup.
Human and pigs are really alike, much more alike than many people realize. For a
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
300-pound pig contains as much blood as
the state had shown you photographs
They used an analog for
of Mr. Alexander in the shower. We talked about
for
that.
demolition and
Exhibit 159. The photograph that followed of his buttocks and his legs.
cleaned up. By
And it said to you,
yeah, that's exactly what this was.
based on the timing of the photograph of his buttocks and legs, that things could not have happened the way Jodi Arias says they happened, that they were part of a pre-plan, because it only took 62 seconds, right? That's what we heard in Exhibit 162.
She expected
The theory
to
is,
take
by the state,
less than 5 seconds because
that
she's
Miss Arias had the weapons
stabby,
she needed
and people
to cause Mr. Alexander's death,
main
with her,
protagonist die.
and that she caused it at this point in time. But the picture tells a different story. Dr. Horn was forced to admit on the stand that if someone had their neck slit at this point in time, could keep their head up. Could keep their head up. Well, what do we see in this photograph? It's harder to see on the
I don't
screen,
think she would have.
but we see
I don't
Mr.
think
Alexander
she
with his
thought
head
that
up.
far ahead.
You'll be able to take this back with you. But you can see Mr. Alexander with his head up and his arm up.
No, that's why she started in the shower because
And we
she
certainly
thought
see
he would
blood
be there.
coming from the side. There's no doubt about it.
That's true, actually. Maybe
But
she
not a
did think
ton.
about the blood.
Not the
Just
kind
thought
of blood you would see had his
Yeah,
neck.
and then he
It's
Didn't
slit.
realize he'd fight back and
Yeah.
push her away.
Not that kind of blood. We actually see that kind of blood in Exhibit 163.
The gunshot did not come first, Q. That's B.
Travis Alexander,
Oh,
that's his
possible,
shoulder.
yes.
and it is very difficult to see through this projection. And you will have the chance, the opportunity to take a look at this when you deliberate. There's a lot of blood there, ladies and gentlemen. And we know it's not in the bathroom because we can see there's no bathroom counter, there's no light. Of course, keep in mind as well, we don't see a lot of blood splattered around here. either, not at this point. But also keep a look in mind here of this photograph. 5:33 and 32 seconds. Presumably, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, the voice of reason and common sense tells us, going back to Exhibit 249, tells us that Mr. Alexander was being drugged back down the hallway. The end of the hallway is depicted by number 45 on this diagram. And of course, we know that Mr. Alexander was ultimately found in the shower.
It's a horrible diagram.
There was carpet in the bedroom. We saw that a moment ago. So when Travis is in this position, presumably what we see here is Jodi dragging him back down the hallway towards the shower. The state also says something else in terms of the gunshot, right? That after he's drugged
So
back.
what I think happened is something closer to what the state says. But I think she was taking pictures of him in the shower, and he was trying to look all smexy for her. And then she did something that I think at that point she thought that she was going to talk her way into the Cancun trip.
Yeah.
And he was emphatic that she wasn't going, that he was taking somebody else, another woman. And that's when she got pissed. And while he was in the shower, she went downstairs, grabbed the knife, did the stabby in the shower with the camera still around her neck. That's why you have pictures of that. He fought back, pushed her out of the way. I don't think it was necessarily pre-planned, but I think it was more of a heat of passion sort of thing.
Yeah. But then you have the gun.
Yeah, but it was, she brought the gun. That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe she thought she'd threaten him. Like, if you don't take me, I'm going to kill you.
Or herself.
Herself, yeah. I think she really wanted back with him and really wanted to go to that Cancun trip and really thought that he would say, yes, you can come to Cancun with me, and then they restore the relationship. But something happened in that bathroom about Cancun and about the fact that she wasn't going. And I think that's what set her off. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts after listening to all this.
Yeah, and Casper, how did she eat a grown man? How was he incapacitated? People are either fight, flight, or freeze. Travis was a flight.
Yeah, he tried to run. That's obvious. He tried to run.
And when he started to run, she went after him, and he kept running. And at some point, he is on the floor between the bathroom and the bedroom, and he just makes these noises.
Yeah.
And then she got the gun.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I mean, she's the only one that knows, and she says ninjas did it, and then it was self-defense. So who the hell knows what happened?
Yeah, and had she just kept with the ninjas,
she might have been better off.
Yeah.
At the end, yeah.
Down the hallway,
I'm playing.
Jodi Arias shoots him. This gun she stole in to kill him. She decides to use it and shoot him, right?
Yeah, Davis playing.
Now, there hasn't been any theory specifically postulated as to how that could have happened, right? Not any one theory. We know, though, that the bullet supposedly went through the head, in one side and down the other, right? Towards the nasal cavity. So how does this happen, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if you've even paused to thought to that, but how does this happen? She's dragging this body back. That's pretty obvious. So in theory then, when she's dragging this heavy body back, are we to believe that Jodi Arias then stood with Travis down below her and shot him in the head?
I made a ninja star.
Risking shooting herself?
It's a ninja
to what end?
boomerang.
Yes.
To what end? Did she prop him up against one of the walls? Drag him, prop him up against the wall, and then walk over and shoot him in this manner? Doesn't seem to make any sense, does it? Did she shoot him in the head when she was in the shower? Well, that doesn't make any sense because he was slumped completely on the ground. She would have had to reach way over and shoot him, right, in the shower. And that doesn't make any sense either, right? It just, this idea that after this,
Hey, Shinny.
Jodi shot Travis after he was dead doesn't make any sense.
The best part of Nick's vacation, by the way, was Michigan. I'm just going to say that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what does make sense? I would submit to you, as I submitted to you before this morning, that certainly Jodi Arias' theory, or I should say, the explanation that Jodi Arias offers makes more sense because it does involve a moment in time. And keep in mind, I think I misspoke a little bit this morning. We talked about this moment in time when he's down. She's left-handed, right? She would have had to go down there with her left hand and stab him. Presumably, she would have used her left hand, go down there and stab him, and that's the moment in time the state thinks that premeditation met reality, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here's the ultimate question
Well, she
that
lubricated.
we asked you at the very beginning when Ms.
the
Wilmot
blood.
said you in January
That's what
2nd.
she did.
What happened between here and here? It's also about what happened between this photograph, 162, and photograph 163. What happened? Okay, so we know at one point in time, and let me say this is to say, if you do not believe Jodi Arias' self-defense claim, you believe the state's refuted it just by creating a house of cards and knocking it down, what could have happened? We see the shower, 62, 65, the arrow points towards the shower, where Mr. Alexander's body was found. We know that ultimately that was the final resting place. We know that the theory that there was a shot, or excuse me, a stabbing first makes no sense. Because look at Exhibit 98, if you will. The sink. We have the sink with all this blood splatter. The state's theory is that Mr. Alexander, after being stabbed, walked over to the sink with this massive wound in his chest and stood there. Now, presumably for the blood to hit this sink and not the mirror, not somewhere else, and as we saw Mr. Martinez do yesterday, we have a palm print there. He's leaning forward, right? He's leaning forward. He has a hand on the sink. And that is where the state theorizes that Jodi Arias then, after stabbing him in the chest, for some reason, backs up. Because he's down. He's got this chest wound, right? This is a fatal wound. He has it. And he's sitting in the shower when he has it. That somehow he gets up, gets past Miss Arias, who's got the knife in her hand, keep in mind still, and then once he gets past Miss Arias and he stumbles to the counter, he's standing there, bleeding out his chest and splattering all this blood. And then based on what the state told us yesterday, Miss Arias then comes behind Mr. Alexander to stab him in the back. We showed you the photographs of Mr. Alexander's autopsy and this cluster of 9
I think
wounds.
Mr. Normie is describing it much better.
But keep in mind the testimony of Dr. Horn
Yeah.
the first time. These 9 wounds were all real shallow.
Don't reinforce
Shallow
the other
wounds.
side's arguments in your closings and do
Now,
it
under
better
the state's
than
theory,
that. That's rule number 1.
they claimed that Jodi Arias leaned down, grabbed the knife, and stuck it into Mr. Alexander in an awkward backhand position and was able to penetrate his chest and damage his heart and go deep, deep wound, right? But when she's standing up with her full force and Mr. Alexander is standing over there, that all she could concede in doing is making these very shallow wounds. All her strength, right? She's standing up, yet she can't make the kind of damage she did when he's in it, that he supposedly did. He's sitting in the shower. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Keep in mind as well, the theory goes that she was out to slit his throat. Well, there he is,
For a
right?
couple of days.
Bent over the counter, bleeding out his chest, according to the state. Jodi has this knife still in her hand. Why wouldn't she just come behind and cut him? Instead, we have these superficial, not superficial, but we have these shallow stab wounds. Why would she do that? It doesn't make any sense. The other thing is, it doesn't make any sense. Again, going back to the gun. She has this gun, right? She has stabbed this guy. Somehow he has gotten past her, and he's standing at the sink. Again, it makes very little sense how he could get up with this wound, get past her, and get to the sink. But under the state's theory, that's what she does. That's what he does, right? Well, Jodi Arias, if you believe the state, had a gun at the ready. Did she shoot him there when he was standing over this thing? Did he drop right there? No. We know that from the crime scene photographs. We know that at a particular point in time that he walked down the hallway and you saw all the blood and all the chaos going down that hallway and all throughout the bathroom. And we saw yesterday the blood smear on the hall. There's no doubt about the fact that, yeah, Mr. Alexander fell at that point in time, fell somewhere near the end of the hallway in that bedroom. But how did he get there? If the state's theory is correct, he never would have gotten there.
Bleeding, yeah. How did he get there?
If the state's theory is correct, he never would have gotten there.
This is
Because
all BS.
Jodi Arias
Talking
had
about
the implementation,
attorneys
the
lying.
implements of Travis's destruction,
You know, there's a difference
and
between
evidently, based on this theory, she didn't use it.
puffing your client's case or making arguments, and
Yeah.
then there's just like blatant lying, and this is getting pretty.
None of what the state has said to you as it relates to what happened that
Possible
day,
for somebody,
apart from a
who's
few
been
very
stabbed
specific
to
things,
get
make
up and
sense.
walk.
Dr.
Okay.
Horn may have been right the first time before he or Detective Flores changed his story about the shot being first, but of course, the self-defense claim caused them to alter that. I would submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, that you also have to consider the possibility, as you do in your manslaughter instruction, that at some point after this photograph, something happened. Something obviously happened, right? Maybe that's silly of me to say, but something happened. The question is what? What? The chances for premeditation have gone by the wayside, at least from the pictures we saw this morning. I would submit to you that, in fact, Jodi Arias did drop the camera. We have evidence of a picture of the ceiling. Did drop the camera. That Travis Alexander
Okay.
did
All
berate
right,
her
that should be
for dropping his camera. The camera he was going to take with him. And while we're thinking of Cancun, we didn't hear it from the state yesterday, but this idea about Cancun and how jealous Jodi would be, right? They talked about,
Yeah,
listen to the
yeah.
recording on May 10th.
We
They
could do
talked
the
about
whole
all these trips they were going to
evening
take,
in the morning.
all these things. And she told you she knew someone else was going. This wasn't a matter of jealousy.
Do you have
Not on her part, anyway.
figures?
But I would submit to you that she did drop the camera. That Travis Alexander did fly into a rage. The
Jody's
kind of
story.
rage and kind of
And
anger
then
you've seen
Jody's altered
in the text
story.
messages
and then
and in the recordings.
what we really think happened. We do 3 ways.
That he did threaten her and make her feel as if her life was in jeopardy. Because remember, her perspective on this is that of a battered woman.
Anybody who on BBC, CNN,
But ladies and gentlemen,
Fox,
there's no doubt about the fact. One of the things Alpha Violet said
consulting fee, $250
was that sometimes
an hour for me.
when a battered woman is
that
attacked
That sounds
more
good.
expensive.
Yeah, I'll do
and they're defending their life,
That's good.
they don't know when to stop.
8-hour minimum.
Travis Alexander's body was stabbed 27 times.
Whether you use this for all 8 hours or not.
It may be that Jodi Arias didn't know when to stop. It could also be, without any agenda, looking at it objectively, couldn't it also be that after everything they went through in that relationship, that she threw him down again, that she did grab for the gun to defend herself, that after that, she simply snapped. She may not know it, but she may very well have snapped. Out of control, sudden heat of passion. We have been through so much, and look what happened now. This instance of violence went too far. She could have snapped.
Yeah, she did.
Snapping, sudden heat of passion.
He's just
Could
trying to
account
save
for
her
much
life because remember this
of
is
what you
still a
see
death penalty.
throughout the various pictures that were taken in Exhibit 249. The chaos, the blood everywhere, the shallow stab wounds, the slit to the throat, the running down the hall. All of it in some ways a sad, symbolic ending to a toxic relationship. All of it.
I agree
It
with
was a
that.
fight. But Jodi Arias might very well have lost control. She might very well have come in and succeeded or gave in to sudden quarrel and heat of passion after Travis Alexander threw her down. Enough was enough. And no doubt for a minute, those things are there. Those text messages, everything else. This chaos, this relationship, the fear, the love, the sex, the lies, and the dirty little secrets. And throw her on the ground again. And go in a situation where she has to point a gun at him. And him diving towards her. Ladies and gentlemen, again, with no agenda behind it, not Miss Arias' voice, not the state's voice, is that...
How caught up were her hands? I don't remember. I mean, okay, so it was a couple of months before they actually arrested her.
Yeah.
And if you remember the whole broken finger thing, the state argued that she cut herself and that she didn't seek medical treatment. And so it healed in like a way where her tendon was actually shorter. And so that's why she has like this crooked finger thing. She tries to claim that she broke it and went back, but that's the only visible injuries to her hands that still exist.
Yeah.
The time the police were involved with her.
Yeah.
And it had been 6 days that he was missing before they found him,
Or
3 days,
4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days, yeah.
Something like that. And then she started calling the cops a couple of days later.
Yeah, she called the cops on herself twice.
And then they called her in for interview a couple of months later.
Yeah.
When they started to realize, oh,
She's
and she
insane.
kept talking and kept talking and kept talking, and gave them more or less everything they needed.
I do loathe reporters, the bad ones, like the cable network ones. Give me a Walter Cronkite any day of the week.
the most logical explanation for what happened?
Oh, he's almost done. We got like 2 minutes, and then we're going
You
to be
have to
hit.
consider that, ladies and gentlemen. It's in your jury instructions, and that's one of the things that you decide. What happened? That ultimate question, we've seen those two pictures over and over again. What happened in that moment in time? A relationship of chaos that ended in chaos as well. There is nothing about
Let's see how we
what
end.
happened on June 4th in that bathroom that looks planned. Nothing. You bring a gun, and instead you stab. You have his back to you with a gun and a knife, and you don't do anything. If it was planned, wouldn't you? So we talked about this morning. This idea about something happening. Something did happen in this moment of time.
Yeah. Trevor
And the
was
point of this, I
alive.
think, is what this evidence shows you,
Something, yeah. Dun, dun.
is that either what happened is that Jodi Arias defended herself and didn't know when to stop, or she gave in to a sudden heat of passion from a fight that began up in that bathroom. And that what she did under that sudden heat of passion. Demonstrative of that is this idea, she doesn't remember any of it.
Well, okay, so he's actually stating the right law, but I just don't think the facts apply, right? So the jury's job is to take the law as defined and apply them to the facts. And they're both asking the jury to do that, but they're manipulating the facts a little differently in their mind. But I don't think you can get to a factual assessment that matches what Nurmi is trying to suggest. So he's talking about the right law, but he's way off on the facts.
So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, is ultimately, if Miss Arias is guilty of any crime at all, it is the crime of manslaughter and nothing more.
See, he's trying to simply
Yeah. If they find anything, they will.
he's trying to keep her alive, right? Because at the end of the day, if she gets convicted of first degree, she's going to end up with going to the death penalty phase. And so no spoilers here.
Yeah.
So we cut out the prosecutor's the state's rebuttal.
Yeah, because it's just a reiteration of what we already heard.
3 days of it was enough. We don't need another 3 hours of rebuttal.
Yeah.
So we should do a poll. Let me do a poll. Oh, what do we think? Based on everything that you guys have heard, let me put a poll together. Do we think guilty or not guilty? And then we're going to play the verdict. Let's see.
Yeah.
Start a poll.
Can I start a poll?
Guilty or not? Guilty, not guilty. guilty of lesser included. All right. So you guys can head over to my chat if you want to do the poll until Nick gets his pulled up. And
why can't I? What's going on?
you can't do a poll from your end?
No, I don't think so.
I can go over there. Let me head over to Nick's.
Yeah.
Put the poll up over there. And oh, you know what? I can't do it on this one because the way you logged me out and logged into yours. Oh wait, can I do a poll as a no? I can't. I can only super chat you. I'm not gonna super chat you. Switch accounts. See, I need to add another. Oh, see, that's the thing is I don't have your password.
Hold
You
on.
gotta type it in. Phrasing.
Got it. I'm not used to your weird.
Yeah, we don't have all the extra letters like you guys have. I have a Swedish keyboard on my phone, and it's so annoying to use. This one. Yep. Okay. Look at you. You're almost at 10,000.
Yeah.
You need to get you
I
there.
am at 9,220 something subscribers.
Tell your friends to
Tell you- yeah.
subscribe, everybody.
Yeah. And during my stay here in the US, I went from 8,600, so I gained about 600 subscribers. So thank you, guys.
Nice. Guilty or not? Let's see. Guilty. Not guilty.
Yeah, and this is not the actual decision you are polling on. It is the facts according to you. What does it support?
Yeah, as you guys have seen it. All right,
Yep.
poll is up. So I'm going to vote in your poll. No, I can't vote in your poll. Oh, I can't vote in my poll either. Damn it. Oh, yeah. Let me go over here. Okay, so I'm going to go to your channel on my phone so I can vote. And there we go. Oh, now I can hear everything. All right, I'm going to go with, there we go. I went with a solid guilty. Solid guilty. I don't think there's any lesser included. Nick, I think it's cool you came to Indiana.
Yeah. I'm going to vote on dates.
Ooh, breaking news, everybody.
Oh.
Lefty is going to be streaming in the next couple of weeks again. Yay.
Yeah, I voted on dates.
Dave could have been 10,000, but you retired. Yeah, I know. I did retire. I'm here just to have fun. This is my part-time hobby. Came over here to take a poll, not a poll.
I think I'm winning in the likes.
Well, yeah, I think you are.
Yeah, but I didn't post you all in my. Did I?
I did, and then you never pinned it because I wasn't able to pin it because you logged me out.
No, but you have the bingo card still up there.
Oh, yeah. Damn it. Okay. Now I got to go to mine. Let's see. Remove. Oh, wait. I accidentally deleted Jung. I hope I didn't cancel her. Like, did I accidentally, like... Oh, okay. Hang on. Copy link. Now let me go back over here. Ah, this is a pain to do on my phone. It's so much easier when Nick's... Hang on. When I was logged into here. Nick's stream. There we go. STREAM. Get it all set. Paste. Good. All right. Nick's stream is now replaced pin message. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you oh, I should post it on yours.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, hang on.
I'm trying to find it here. That's my paper.
Copy link. Go back to Nick. The best stream.
Did we
is
guys
here.
color coordinate on purpose?
Did we color coordinate?
No, I'm gray, you're green.
I was wearing a okay, so now I posted it, so now you gotta pin it. There you go. Pin chat. There we go. All right. Did I spell that right? The best stream is here. There we go. Yeah, I haven't heard that already. Okay, we're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Yeah.
Oh, I have my drops now. I haven't been streaming in so long. I completely forgot about drops and all that stuff. Streams snipe each other while sitting next to each other. Here we go. There's Nick's stream. There we are. Now we're stream sniping each other while sitting next to each other. Is that what you want, Red? Is that what you wanted? Oh, there we go. Let's see. She got amazing tidy hair in that courtroom video. Jodi's hair was on point, and her dress was okay for. I mean, I didn't like everything, but she was able to do a lot. Okay, this is
This is weird.
yeah. All right, there we go. We were stream sniping. Now we got to get. Oh yeah. So now we have. Whoop! Didn't want to do that. Okay. Everyone casted their votes for the verdict.
Let's see. On your stream, it is 0% not guilty,
Oh, fair enough.
17% guilty of lesser included, and now it became 5% not guilty. Somebody did it. Yeah. 5% not guilty, 16% guilty of lesser included, and 79% guilty.
And your stream, what's your stream at? Your votes. Yours is at, wait, why can't I see everything? Why can't I see your, I can't see your poll.
Vote. Message deleted by.
Oh, wait. No, that was a different thing. Hang on, let me restore this. Okay, so there's mine.
Yeah, that's yours.
Now we can go to yours. And
Where's my poll?
yeah, where is it? What happened to the poll? That's what I was saying. I couldn't see it. Not guilty vote. Didn't we do the poll?
Yeah.
That's weird. Something happened.
So yeah.
All right. Well, we won't belay this any longer. Let's see where we are.
Yeah.
Let's see what the jury says to say. Wait, let me make sure sound is boosted.
And we don't need to speed this up, I think.
Yeah, no. We will do this at normal speed.
And
Subtitles are on in English. All right. Once again, everyone go over and sub to Vielhammer Media. Trying to find Nick's poll.
Please be seated. The record will show the presence of the jury, the defendant, and all counsel. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand you have reached a verdict. The verdict form has been handed to the bailiff.
we believe she is winning.
Please come forward.
I think she does. Because remember, like, not everyone's evil. Or like they're not evil in their minds. Everyone thinks that they're the good person in their own story. They're the hero in their own story. So I feel like she thinks that she's not guilty and is going to be found not guilty.
Kind of loud, yeah.
Oh, is it loud?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take the boost off. We don't need the boost.
She looks weirdly calm.
Yeah, she does. It would be great. I haven't seen this. It would be great if she sort of like ran out of her like got all upset and excited and like ran out of the room.
Hey, stop.
No, I was just making sure we weren't playing on
The
something.
clerk will read and record the verdict.
The State of Arizona versus Jodi Arias, verdict, count 1. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action upon our oaths, do find the defendant as to count 1, first-degree murder, guilty. 5 jurors find premeditated, 0 find felony murder, 7 find both premeditated and felony. Signed, 4-person. Is this your true verdict? So say you want it all?
She just realized.
Ladies and gentlemen, the clerk is now
Maybe
going to
it
ask
worked
each of
out.
you a question. Please answer yes or no.
Juror number 1, is this your true verdict? Yes. Juror number 2, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 3, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 4, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 6, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 7, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 9, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 16, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 18, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
It's sinking
All right,
in.
ladies and gentlemen, the next phase of the trial will begin tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
The
Please
jury's
be
like,
here at
no, I thought we were
12:45.
done.
Between now and then, the admonition continues to apply. Do not speak about this case. Do not view any media about this case. Are there any questions? You are excused.
Please stand for the jury.
I thought she was gonna like run out, scream. That's it.
Yeah.
We're gonna give Vielhammer all the credit he deserves right there. There
Yeah.
we go. So were you surprised? Like, okay, so in hindsight, we knew that she was guilty.
Yeah.
And we wanted to watch this trial to see how a trial went before a lot of the shenanigans that we sort of see in today's trials. Now, throughout this course of this trial, I felt like the facts were very damning, and that the prosecutor won in spite of his own horrible approach to this case at times.
Yeah. I agree. And I know there are lots of people out there that believe Juan Martinez is a superhero who got this conviction and everything. But I think a proper prosecutor could have done this trial in way shorter time, in a much better controlled.
Yep.
And really.
And maybe not have come off so angry towards his own witnesses.
Yeah.
See, I don't think he's a very good prosecutor. He got a lot of fame for this, and he's known, like you said, he's known as a really good prosecutor that put Jodi away. I think he won because the facts were so bad and Jodi was so bad.
Yeah. Fact was, I mean, at times was a bit surprised with how much he got away with, especially reading the decision from the appellate court, that he was allowed to do a lot of things that were more or less surprise evidence and surprise testimony, according to the appellate court, but not enough to reverse or give a new trial. So it was.
But maybe we should file Juan Martinez a bit, because he did the Richard Chrisman case too, apparently. Is that case, do we have video of that case? Was it broadcast?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I might check that out. And if that's something interesting, it'd be interesting to see him on a different case.
It would be interesting to see a case he lost.
Yeah.
I don't know about who Richard Chrisman is.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the case, but if it's out there, I might try to check it out. And it's on YouTube. Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. Maybe
Hey.
we'll check it out.
Wait.
Definitely.
Steve. Is Steve in the chat? Did we miss Steve?
Steve Gosney. Everyone needs to go sub to Steve Gosney.
Yeah. Because I saw the link to Steve, so I thought, what? Is Steve here?
Yeah. Yeah, usually Casper or Ghost or whatever you're going by these days puts the link in there if someone shows up. So, Steve, if you're in the chat, welcome, sir. Welcome. But, yeah, no, it was just interesting to watch this trial, to see all the damning evidence against Jodi. her holes were a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Just Mexi time
Yeah.
tapes.
Day 6, part 2 is where the court video tech should have taken down video and up sound, and he did the other way around. So we had no sound and all of Jodi.
Yes, all of her holes.
Yeah, all of her.
All of the 3-hole
I mean,
wonder is on display.
We saw so much of her from behind, you could see daylight in the other end. I mean,
Oh God, Jodi.
or
And now apparently she's in fights with her girlfriends in prison, so that's fun.
yeah, but I mean, can she access her account to put money into her
Commissary?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's living like a queen. She
Yeah.
can shower her girlfriends with presents out
Yeah.
of commissary. Get all the ramen and socks and
Yeah.
whatever else that you want to get.
Mm.
So that was a Jodi Arias trial. That was long,
Yeah.
but I'm glad we stuck through it and went all the way to the end.
Yeah.
We got wonderful Jodi legs behind us. Nick's got some Jodi art at his place.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. I was glad we were able to finish it up here jointly in the treehouse.
Yeah,
Worked out.
we planned out the final few episodes so that we could do the finale up here in the treehouse. It wasn't actually planned to start with, but we realized, oh wait, we are quite close to the end here.
And we knew that there was going to be time off because you were traveling and I was traveling. And so we were going to have to skip a few days. And so we're like, well, we could do a little bit of a longer one for the last stream and make it work.
Yeah.
And now you got time to actually pack.
Yeah.
Like fully pack before you get
maybe I should weigh the suitcases so they weigh roughly the same. So I don't have one suitcase.
Did Flux get some Jodi art? I got a Flux right here. See, this is a Flux original below the Jodi print right here. But I don't know if Flux got some. That's very cool. I know Salvador got some. Baker got one.
Yeah. Well, if it actually goes to trial, I'm actually not so sure. I mean, they have approved of trial, but I'm not into, because now they raided them again, not that long ago, and it is weird because they've been incarcerated for most of the time. That now they got released to their own recognizance, which is weird considering the charges, and then they got raided again, and I mean they have been raided 4 times, the houses and the cars and everything, and they got everything electronic taken away from them directly, and their lawyers of course gave them new phones and stuff like that.
I remember
and
that.
Then they took it then away about a week later just to see, okay, what did they confess to anything here? And now they were raided again. So the case seems
they're not allowed. They're not allowed to look at the attorney-client communication.
No.
So.
That is over here as well. Over here.
They were raided again yesterday. It's just never ending for them.
Yeah, well, I think it was a couple of days ago.
But she thought 20th Century Fox thought Jodi was kind of poor. She's actually, according to reports, like a millionaire.
Yeah, a multimillionaire.
A multimillionaire due to her artwork. She probably got some royalties from the book that Nurmi wrote.
Yeah,
and so she's apparently like loaded. That's why Salvador, I think, is more excited about it than anything.
Yeah,
but we want to get her free so that we can hook her up with Salvador, and then we can all retire and just stream YouTube off of Salvador's budget.
Yeah.
Let's see. Put a Sarah and please Dave.
Pull a Sarah and don't.
Pull a Sarah and put Dave in the suitcase. No, I think we're gonna.
Nah, none of us fits in a suitcase.
Yeah.
No,
in the suitcase.
I mean, maybe one of these suitcases from the 1800s you could put one of us in.
Oh, like a big trunk?
Yeah.
I could fit in that trunk. That's what we would need. And then Nick could just drag that thing to the airport. That's a cheap way to get to Sweden.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but I have to pay for everything over 50 pounds.
well, I'm a little over 50 pounds. Just a
yeah,
little, though.
yeah, just a little. You have to put me in 6 suitcases. Don't do that. Don't.
Is Jodi allowed to get married while in prison? I would imagine she is, yes, because people have the right to get married while
Yep.
they're in prison.
Steamer trunks, yeah.
But why would she get married? Then she has to split the money with her spouse. Doesn't make sense. To get married.
Oh, Sal, get married to her and then divorce her.
There you go. No prenup, Sal. Prenup.
No prenup.
Get married. You have to consummate. So we
Yeah.
got to. Oh, but they don't have the conjugal trailers. He already looked into it. He already looked into it. They don't have it in Arizona.
Sal is prepared. He did the research.
Yes. He has done a lot of research. Redirects. We got to do redirects.
Yeah. How does Jodi have money? Her restitution was in maybe $50,000 to pay to the victims, to Travis' family and stuff.
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't
Yeah.
much.
And then worked and everything else. So yeah, she's. You can actually, by Googling Jodi Arias wealth, and you will find a few different sites that numbers it.
Who's streaming? Salvador. Salvador usually has a stream, but I don't know what he's got.
But Sal has a job now.
He has a job now? Since
Yeah.
when does Salvador have a job?
Why are nobody streaming at this point? It's just 1:17 p.m.
3
But wait,
p.m.
go up, and
Uncivil streaming.
yeah. But if you go all the way up to press home, and then live, we can check if there are anybody interesting.
Apparently, I have a lot of wrestling videos that are going live.
Oh, is Ricochet going to AEW? Oh, Ricochet at All Elite Wrestling.
You got so excited for wrestling.
Yeah. Ricochet has been so mishandled by WWE. He's one of the absolute best high flyers there is.
Oh, he's doing the members only.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where's Salvador? Is Jeff streaming?
No, he's banned from streaming.
Is he still?
Yeah, 7-day ban. 7-day ban.
No way to lift that, huh? Oh no, it's a Dally Talk. D-A no. I don't know how to spell it. Is that all it is?
There he is.
All right. Let's see if any lives coming up. No,
No.
it's got nothing posted. Nobody's streaming. What about excited? I might send you guys to Mo because
That's not how you spell it. But you have her there. She's right there.
oh, there she is.
Maybe Mo have something.
Yeah, Mo has something coming up. I'll send you guys over to Mo. So Mo has I go Shenanigans Theater. She'll be starting in an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Send you guys there, and then we need to get on yours. Oh, this is yours.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was logged in as you. I was like, why do all these why is there so much wrestling? That's why. Okay. All right. So that's why there's so much wrestling on my home screen.
YouTube Studio? Or you do it.
I do it like that.
Hey, look! Now my poll showed.
Yeah, now your poll showed. That was weird. Mo. M-O. Why is it not typing? M-O. N-I-N.
There she is.
Okay. All right. You guys are all set up for redirect. Guys, jump in the chat, subscribe to Mo if you're not subscribed to her. Say something about how awesome MLS is and that I sent you guys over there. And keep your posts to yourself. We try.
Yep.
But sometimes they escape. You know how it is.
Jeff is trying Rumble. He did his first Rumble stream yesterday.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
He had over 300 people in his stream watching him.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, very cool. Yeah. I mean, there's also like I usually stream to Facebook and X and Rumble all at the same time when I do stream, which the last one was.
Yeah. I need to be better at streaming to Rumble as well, but it's been a bit hard to set everything up when I've been here.
Yeah.
So, but I need to get better at it because I do know I have a few who watches me over there because they are somehow banned from chatting on YouTube.
I don't know how that happens.
I don't know.
Just so you can just create a new. All right. Well, we left you, or we brought you guys in with the vintage intro since we're on my StreamYard. I'm going to send you out with it as well.
Yeah.
And you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Go say hi to Mo, and thanks for watching all of Jodi's homes.
Yep.
See you guys.
See you. Bye.